Mr. Trump is subject to the same rules on Facebook as everyone else. They were not justified in taking him down indefinitely, that they did not provide any reasons for that. That was wrong. Their rules are a shambles. They are not transparent. They are unclear. They are internally inconsistent.
The rules are a shambles, he said. That's Facebook's Oversight Board co-chair criticizing Facebook for pulling the plug indefinitely on former President Donald Trump's Facebook account. So does the social media giant wield too much power? Let's talk to biotech entrepreneur and author of the upcoming book, Woke Inc., Vivek Ramaswamy. Good morning to you, Vivek.
Morning.
Well, their rules are a shambles, or are their rules just a show? They just come up with different rules to show they're doing something, but are they really?
Yeah, so look, I think that this self-criticism was just a veneer. It's a smokescreen designed to create this air of legitimacy around their decision, when in fact they did exactly what Mark Zuckerberg wanted to. They reinforced the decision that Facebook made to effectively take a voice away from the 45th president of the United States. And I think that we should see through this for what it is. President Trump should take this case not to Facebook's sham corporate Supreme Court. He should take it to the real U.S. Supreme Court, the U.S. Supreme Court. And I actually think he has a potentially groundbreaking legal theory. Facts are on his side, where these companies aren't like normal private companies. They're effectively doing the bidding of Democrats in Congress who have threatened them with regulation and reprisal if they don't go out and censor content that they as Democrats don't want to see, and they give them Section 230 immunity to go out and do it. So that's a combination of a stick and a carrot that turns this private action into really state-like action that's governed by the First Amendment. Clarence Thomas threw the gauntlet, said that he was interested in hearing the case in an opinion he wrote recently. I think Trump should take it all the way to the real U.S. Supreme Court.
And I have heard that there are a number of people on Capitol Hill, both Republicans and Democrats, both are now talking about, because these are monopolies, maybe it's time to exercise some antitrust activity and try to break them up. We'll see about that. Meanwhile, wanted to ask you about Starbucks. They apparently are considering quitting Facebook. They've got 35 million followers, and one of the problems, Vivek, is the fact that apparently when they post some of their, in addition to posting coffee pictures, they also do some social media things regarding hateful comments in response to some of their posts. And so it's when they get out into those things where people are saying, hey, Starbucks, you might feel this way, but I feel that way, and they don't like it.
Yeah, so these woke corporations, of course, want to have it both ways. They want to speak out boldly against social justice issues, and yet when they experience any dissent or any disagreement, they immediately go into hiding. And this is actually the modern moment where we have completely escaped with an open market, escaped from an open marketplace of ideas where people can assert their own views, but then they have to take the disagreements that they get from others. And instead, most elite institutions in America, including companies, have now gotten into the habit of classifying any speech they disagree with in response as, of course, hate speech, as a way of ducking debate, as a way of hiding from dissent. And that has completely eviscerated our culture of free speech. This isn't a legal issue. It's a cultural issue. It's gotten rid of our culture of free speech and has replaced it with this new culture of fear. So Starbucks is doing what Starbucks does. It's shameful, and I think it's an embodiment of where our culture stands today.
Well, the comments, the hateful comments, are not about their lattes. They're about when they get into social issues. Facebook just sent us a statement moments ago. They say, we have invested in technologies to take down hate speech, and we proactively detect 97% of what we remove. We also offer tools to limit this content from appearing on partners' pages, including ways for brands to control those who can comment on their posts. So Facebook said, hey, Starbucks, don't go away. We've got an algorithm for you.
Yeah, well, look, these algorithms are as good as the people who train them. An algorithm is just a way of using a training data set and applying that at scale, but it depends on what the training data set is. Based on what I could see, a lot of the comments that we see online, including for Starbucks, are comments that disagree with the public positions they take on contentious, controversial social issues. That should be the product of debate. But if some engineer is fed an algorithm which says that any dissent to Starbucks' support of Black Lives Matter somehow counts as hate speech, that's just going to replicate itself, and you can't dress that up in an algorithm. That's a political statement masquerading as technocracy.
Well, let's see what Starbucks decides to do. Vivek, we thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.